what are the Buffalo Bills? I mean, this type of a loss, it just begs the question, what type of team are they? Are they the team that is going to find ways to win or dominate a team, or are they this team that's going to be, inconsistent as the season goes on? I think it's too early to tell what that is, but I will say it's a quality win for Atlanta, and maybe this is just as much about Atlanta improving. Penix protected the ball. Bijan Robinson was effective.
He's so good, man.
Both in the run game and in the passing game. So I don't find this to be a shocker if you have those guys on the same page.
Bijan's probably the most underrated running back, where I feel like if he was on a team that was a contender, we'd talk about him like a potential MVP candidate. Back to the Bills. It's interesting if we were looking at a playoff snapshot right now, the number one overall seed in the AFC would be Indy. You'd have Pitt, New England, and LAC would represent your top four seeds. Buffalo would be a wild card. Jacksonville would be a wild card, and Denver would be a wild card. Just how he drew it up.
It's going to be pretty competitive. That's a competitive
just kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like no Kansas City, no Baltimore, no Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So basically, whoever we picked coming out of the AFC to go to the Super Bowl will not make the playoffs if it started today.
Crazy.
Which again, I mean, and just to hear like Buffalo as a wild card compared to New England, I don't think that's going to be the case when it's all said and done. I think Buffalo will eventually win the AFC East, but it's going to be kind of tight. And there's some teams that I think there's a great disparity between the Titans, and we'll get into them, and obviously the Jets and Dolphins and the Browns and other teams who have really, really struggled. And I don't think they're going to figure it out. Like I don't see many wins on the horizon. So there's going to be a lot of haves and there's going to be have-nots, and a couple teams kind of battling for those wild card spots. But I don't think Buffalo is one of them. It's just you see a performance like that last night, and you see uncharacteristic things too. You see Josh Allen pressing and forcing the football and making kind of those like bad mistakes he used to make, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago. Or to things like rear its ugly head. And I know it's one game, so I'm not trying to make a ton out of it. But I think when we sit back and watch, and especially for all those gamblers out there or fantasy players, you remember it because you go, oh, all right, they've got that in their system. Like it's a new year and you're kind of evaluating the first 5, 6, 7 games, what this team is and what it is and like what their identity is. And you see that and you just go, oh, they're still doing that, huh? All right, well, I guess like that's, that's one of those if they have a tough road game, not sure I feel as good betting on them. Not sure I feel as good going to my fantasy matchup with that team based on what we saw last night versus Atlanta.